Command has been given. Crank him up.
Let's go.
When I say I don't know, I don't know.
Let's go, baby.
Now, the Morning Drive.
Buckle up, everybody.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
It's a game changer.
I listen to you guys every single day on my way to work.
Well, again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on the radio.
You guys are amazing.
What are you doing over there?
I'm going to the top.
The Morning Drive with Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone.
To the bat balls.
Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 live and on the air for this Friday, March 3rd, 2023. Mike Bagley here in Del Marvelous Studio 1D. We've got Pistol Pete Pistone in the Faison Palace in Chicago. We've got Sammy and Davey in Studio 134 of the Beltway Bureau in our nation's capital. We welcome each and every one of you to this Friday morning and happy end of the work week to you, Triple P.
Good morning, Bagman. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to one and all. Checkered flag on the week and a green flag in the air tonight for a triple header at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Happy March 3rd to everybody. I am on winter weather alert. They still don't know what I'm getting, but it looks like I'm getting something. And when I say that, not in a good way. Doesn't sound like. I don't know.
You want to elaborate on this?
Well, we've got a winter storm watch that has turned into a winter storm warning for parts of the Chicago area, but it appears the Palace is up in the northern suburbs. It appears the southern suburbs are going to get the brunt of this, and if that happens, sorry for it. But we'll get maybe 1 or 2 inches. But if it moves up a little bit, we could get somewhere between 4 and 8 inches, which I think is still a wide range. Don't you think? There's a big difference between 8 and 4, wouldn't you say?
Are you getting snow or furniture?
Thank you. Exactly. Ashley Furniture
like
delivering my snowstorm here today.
I was going to say, that's like a window for like a furniture delivery or a cable installation or something.
Listen, I'm not going to complain if it turns into the, quote, wintry mix, because then I don't have to shovel it and all that. And tomorrow's supposed to be 45. It'll go away. But it's been a tough one, watching all these weather prognosticators here try to figure out the track of the storm. It's coming all – this is actually the storm, quite honestly, that Tom Skilling, my guy on WGN, said hit Fontana last weekend, and it dipped down, and now it's heading up toward the middle portion of the country. What's heading your guys' way? Are you guys in any weather harm's way?
Yes, we are for tonight. Matter of fact, we're having a big birthday lunch with Aunt Deb today. Today's her birthday, so I'm going to meet them down in Dover.
Salud.
And then I'm going to hustle back here because they say from about 4 or 5 o'clock on, it is going to be rough. We're not getting snow, but we're getting – they say we're going to have bad thunderstorms tonight.
Wow.
And winds 45, 55 miles an hour tonight. So it's going to be one of those stormy nights. So we're going to come back, shut it down, and just let it do its thing outside and be nice and cozy watching some Truck Series racing.
Okay,
Here,
well, that's good.
While all that's going on outside.
I'm starting to hate the wind a little bit more, and one of the reasons is because, we've been in this house now since 2004. Some of the trees are obviously getting older, like me, and some of the older trees, the branches come down a little easier, We had to remove that one giant tree that fell down over whenever that was, back in, fall. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the wind at all. So, but batten down the hatches, everybody.
Telling you, button up.
Yeah.
Have you ever had those days where, and yesterday was this day for me, I made the mistake. I had a few moments. I sat down, picked up my phone, and I was on Facebook, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and they have those reels and the videos. Yes. So, and then you start one, you flip up, you do another, you flip up, you do another. Pete, before I knew
where'd
it,
you go?
I was 2.5 hours in. I just sat there and watched video after video after video. What is wrong with me? I don't know what's happening here.
Well, don't feel bad. I've gone down those rabbit holes myself many times, and I'm like, what the hell? It's 4 o'clock. How'd this happen?
It's like, wait, what? What's going on? Wait, the news is coming on. What's happening here? And then I'm like, oh my God, I've been on the sofa for 2.5 hours watching these videos. Amazon home hack number 135, and you go into those things, and then you get the Steve Harvey Family Feud, you get all this stuff. And yeah, that I get swept up in that very easily. That I have to be mindful of that, because once I sit down, it's over. Yeah. I start doing that, I can't put it down.
Well, we were talking that air fryer stuff the other day, and I found an air fryer reel where it was like one recipe after another. And there's this one woman, and I loved whatever, I don't remember who it was, but she starts her reel with pouring a glass of wine. It's like, okay, well, hang on. Let me dial in here and see what she's doing. And off she goes, and she makes a lot of good stuff. So, yeah, you can lose a lot of time very easily that way.
There's also another thing that popped up on my timeline yesterday, and I subscribe to like old Delaware. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's like, pictures from Delaware days gone by or something, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And they have pictures from the 30s and the 40s, the 1900s, the 80s. Well, pop this one thing, and I've made mention of this before, and for you Delawareans, or if you've been to Delaware in this time and place and you've seen this logo, you know exactly what it is when you see it. We, I talked about growing up when I was a small bag man. Mm-hmm. We had our drug store chain was Drug Fair. And then as we got older, there was this other chain that popped up, Happy Harry's.
What? For drugstore stuff?
Happy Harry's. They had 76 stores in the area. They got gobbled up by Walgreens in 2006.
Okay.
But the logo was this man's face, and all he had was just dark sunglasses. But when you saw that logo, you knew exactly what it was. Oh, that's Happy Harry's. And we used to go to Happy Harry's that was our pharmacy. Mm-hmm. And it just got me, and then other pictures were stuff, and it just dawned on me, it's like, wow, how many stores from our youth have now gone? It's like Happy Harry's is gone. We used to have McCrory's. They're gone. We used to have Roses, and there's some Roses down south. They're gone. Woolworths, things of that nature. You see all these old pictures of all these store A&P, which turned into Super Fresh here. But it's amazing how you go through take these trips down memory lane. It's like, oh, wow. I remember when we had that. And it's just, now we have, Redner's instead of A&P. And I don't know. I go down those rabbit holes too of going through these old pictures from days gone by, pictures from my youth. Be like, holy man, I saw a picture of Shasta Cola the other day.
Oh my God.
When's the last time you had a Shasta?
Probably whenever that picture was taken, quite honestly.
1972.
So last time I had a Shasta. Cow. Yeah. I'm funny because I worked at a couple of places like that are no longer there. I worked at a place was Goldblatt's department store. It was like one of my first jobs. That's not there anymore. Kohl's, like the Kohl's, where they have clothes and those kinds of things. They had actually grocery stores in my area of the country. And I worked at the grocery store. Yeah, it was Kohl's grocery store. We all worked there. That was the place where they made the mistake of hiring guys that they didn't know all knew one another. So get this. At one point, I worked there. Side Job Rob worked there. My buddy Ron worked there. Basically, our whole softball team worked there. And one time we had a giant game that got rained out, and we needed to be at the game, and we all called in sick, and literally there was nobody there. And then the manager, we used to call him Mr. Dick because his name was Dick something. Mr. Dick, he figured out that we all knew each other before he hired us there. And, he showed up at the softball field.
Uh-oh.
And he called us all out. Yeah. He was a cool guy. He actually wound up. I thought he was going to fire us all on the spot. Fly ball to right. Pistone gets fired, but he took us back. But
Castellanos hits a long ball to left field.
Okay. Thank you, Tom. Tom Brenneman over here. Yeah, thank you. Speaking of, here's another thing. You sort of rattled my mind when you talked about Walgreens. So my niece, Natalie, who is getting married this summer, July the 8th, she's working as a pharmacy technician now at Walgreens. So she's trying to follow that career path. So yesterday I went and I got the book, by the way, got the Sister Jean book for Patsy at Barnes & Noble, picked it up. On the way to bring it to Patsy, Patsy called and said, hey, can you stop at the Walgreens and pick up a couple of things I need and bring it over? I said, sure, happy to do it. So I walked into the Walgreens where Natalie's working, right? So Natalie's behind by the pharmacy, and she sees me, and she goes, all right, don't start. Don't start. What are you talking about? I'm just here to buy some stuff and say hello. Don't embarrass me, Uncle Pete. Well, I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm just here to say hello. What do you mean? So I took 2 steps back and I went, hello, like that. And so I guess I wound up embarrassing her. But yeah, listen, I don't care how old she is. She's always my niece. And you know what? Uncle Pete's going to give her the business every once in a while. But I'm proud of her. She's following that. I think she wants to be a pharmacist. I don't know. Don't you have to go to medical school for that? I don't know. I'm asking questions.
You go to pharmacy school.
Pharmacy school.
Pharmacy school. So yeah, she wants to be. I wanted to know how she counts out the pills with that little stick that they use. I love that thing. That little looks like a tongue depressor. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14. Boom.
That's how you count them.
Well, why need the stick?
Who do we appreciate? The
it
pharmacist,
helps
the
you
pharmacist.
because
Yeah,
you take the
pharmacist.
stick and then you flick it into the little retaining like guttering on the side
Yeah.
once you count out the pills, and then you close it and then you turn it upside down and it goes into the bottle. Cap on, done. That's
Do
why you do it that way.
pharmacists use the 5-second rule if one of the pills falls on the ground? Do you think they use
I
that,
don't
or do they have
know,
to
and I don't.
dispose of it?
I hope so.
I don't think I want to know.
I don't know either. I want to make sure that stick's not a tongue depressor that's been used by somebody else for something else, if you know what I mean, as
think-
well. Right?
Yes, I don't think we have that to worry about.
These pills are fading here. What's going on?
We got nothing to worry about. I'm not going to worry about that.
4, 5.
All right, pick it up.
The count would make a nice pharmacist, I guess. How many do you get? Give me a half dozen. All
Can
right,
I
go
draw
ahead.
your blood too?
Ho, 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 ho. Anyway, that was my day. Oh, I also talked with my buddy Steve Cofield, who is out there on ESPN Las Vegas radio. We used to work together on the old Bleacher Report channel. Obviously very pumped up about the race this weekend. He told me there are 5 basketball conference tournaments, a rodeo, a UFC something or other fight. His point was there's so much going on in Vegas this weekend, sports-wise. How's the race going to stand out? And I said, well, welcome to Vegas. You live there. There's always something going on there, right? My understanding is, I talked to Brendan, and Brendan Glenn will be with us today. Ticket sales are pretty good for Sunday, and they're expecting a good crowd out there. But there's going to be a lot going on, Baggy, like always in Vegas.
Well, you're never short of anything going to Vegas. It's like you have everything you need. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of options, but I'm actually kind of happy that we're in the mix. You know, instead of because they don't get a lot of professional sports compared to some other cities. Yeah, they have them like the Golden Knights and they got the Raiders and all that. But as far as baseball, basketball, and all that, they don't have that going on right now. Mm-hmm. So I would say that there's stuff going on, but there's room for us as well. Trust me, in a city like Las Vegas, you can elbow your way in there and you can kind of take a little center stage, and that's what we're going to do starting tonight. I'm telling you, I love going out to Las Vegas. Number one, let's just establish that. Number two, when you go out for work, actually going out there for work actually saves you a little bit because you don't gamble all day. You just do it at night when you get back to the hotel.
Yeah.
So you're able to save a little money, but it's also that fun to go out there because it's the only hotel that we really go to where you literally, the lobby is a casino and you walk through there and you have to walk through there to get to the elevator. So
How convenient.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
really.
love that whole thing.
So Gina and Matt, my sister and her husband went out there just this week just for vacation, not realizing, A, that it was the Las Vegas race weekend, and B, we were going to get a snowstorm today. So they actually punted their flight. They're going to come home tomorrow. Sorry, another night in Vegas. But she sent some pictures yesterday. I don't even know what hotel they're at, but yes, there are a lot of race fans roaming around the casino in the particular hotel they were in last night, for sure.
It's funny because my first recollection of working with Baggy and Pete when I got here in 2014 was after Mike injured himself at Las Vegas at the
Celebrating.
at the table.
I was at the Luxor.
What you're at the blackjack table or whatever?
I was at the roulette wheel.
And you pulled something in there, and that was my introduction to meeting you. Was you were yelling about that when I first started. That's like my first memory of working here.
Yeah.
See, this is why I can't hang with college kids, because it was me and about 4 college dudes at this roulette wheel. And all of a sudden, like, we're in the bro-ternity together, right? I mean, we're just like, you know what? I'll put some on that. I'll put some on that. Well, I have to censor myself. But
thank you.
I put a stack on 17 and it hit. And one other dude was on there. So it's like, okay, happy, yes, go. Mm-hmm. Well, I forgot to take the chips off. Left it on there. And he left his on there too. Hit again. And okay, now this time, like, people like within like a 500-foot radius know that something's happened at that table. So he and I were like, bro, come on.
Let it ride.
So we put another stack on top of the stack that was already there. Hits again. 17 3 times in a row. That's never happened to me ever.
That's weird.
When that happened, I come flying up out of that stool, and when I did, I ruptured myself.
Unbelievable.
This is 7:00 at night on a Saturday in Vegas, and I rupture myself to where I can't even walk. We come to find out, I sprained my leg. I've got hospitality to do the next morning. That's why I'm out there. I'm like, how in the world am I going to? I had to go to the care center that morning. I had to get a brace with crutches. I'm like, now how am I going to get home with crutches? Go gimping into this hospitality thing for Caterpillar. And I cannot walk. I'm in so much pain. I'm on the verge of tears. So then I get to the airport and I had to have a wheelchair to go to the gate.
Perfect.
So I've got wheelchair, I've got suitcase, and I've got crutches on top of the suitcase to the airport. Okay.
Where'd you put the violin?
Violin is all you want. This is an actual statement of fact. I finally get through security. I get to the gate. Got on the plane first.
See? There you go. There you go.
So
There
I
was
just
a-
need to
there was
bring-
a-
just bring
there's a
some
silver
crutches.
lining. Bring some crutches on your next trip, Sam. You go right to the front of the
However,
line.
Because that was my right leg, and I had to sit. I was in coach. I didn't get upgraded, so I'm back there, and I tell you what, I got off that flight. Oh Lord, have mercy! I was in so much pain because you're bent. Your leg's bent, and you're trying to like kind of stretch it out because I'm in a cast too. That was rough, man. That was all. And look, all that money I won.
Yeah, how
I
much?
had to give back in physical therapy.
I was going to say,
charges.
yeah. I don't need a number, but I had a feeling it was going to be a wash with the physical therapy. Yeah, PT.
There was a comma in there.
Okay,
There,
really?
there was a comma.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would hope so.
Oh,
If you're gonna jump for joy like that, it wasn't just 3 digits. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. No, we're not
sorry.
jumping over $100. No,
Yeah.
no. We're not even, blinking over $100.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll bet Busher this weekend after you told that 17 story hitting 3 times. Then what year was that? That was when Sammy first started with us. That
was
like 9 years ago, right?
2014. This is my 10th season
Yes.
covering NASCAR.
Okay.
Anniversary,
well,
right?
I was not going to.
What do you mean you're not going?
Wait, is it today?
tomorrow?
No. It's tomorrow.
Oh, I had no
It was
idea.
good.
I truly
Tomorrow.
had no idea.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah. I had gotten a heads up from
A little birdie
Ohio
told
State.
us so. Yes.
And
El
we were
Primo, I
going
believe,
into-
is what you call him.
Well, we were in the calendar. We're going to make today National Sammy Day because 9 years ago tomorrow is your anniversary when you first walked through the doors of SiriusXM in Washington.
I
Let
forgot
him
my
go.
badge today, so
Sammy had a hell of a day.
yeah,
remember it.
I forgot.
And a morning.
I forgot my badge this morning, and I almost wasn't let into the office. I had to plead with the gate people who see me every morning coming into the office, and they were like, I don't know. I actually got to use my face is my credential. I actually
that
got
work?
to use that to get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm
Chris Economaki over here. Look at him go.
basically.
For those of you listening to this radio show right now, do you have that person in your life that no matter how hard you try to keep from someone, they always end up screwing up the surprise? This is these 3 people right here. You cannot keep anything from you guys. You
What
just
surprise?
swerved into this, and
I didn't even
and
mean
you
to.
blew it.
Nothing.
What surprise? Whatever. Listen, they got a gift for you, Sammy. I heard them say that wraps it up for Sam.
Oh wow.
So okay, you'll still get your day when we get to the calendar.
Thank you.
But anyway,
Wow, I didn't know. I honestly
Congratulations.
didn't know it had been that long that tomorrow was the day.
A decade. Look at our little Sammy. Look at our little Sammy go. 10 years.
I wish I had the picture that on my badge is the picture from that day years ago. I wish I had it. I would have been able to show you how cherub cheeked I was. Now I'm just fat, so
I still have the pictures of you helping me paint.
it looked like a crime
Well,
scene.
sure, laying down. Well, Mike and I on our NASCAR hard cards have our graduation pictures. They haven't changed that thing in about a decade, have they?
Coming up, bottom of the hour, we've got headline check number 1. We've also got our big weekend preview. Going to preview the Pennzoil 400 race weekend. Coming up at 8 a.m. Eastern, we'll give you our Friday 4. Looking forward to hearing what's on your mind about this racing weekend as well at 866 Pit Lane. Got the drum and the calendar and the official bunting hanging of National Sammy Day at around 8:50 this morning. Coming up at 9, we'll visit with Greg Stucker of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Get an update from Greg. See how the changes of this week that have been announced beginning next week at Phoenix for those select tracks, how that's going to impact what Goodyear does or does not do, plus a whole lot more. Coming up at 9:30, the legend himself, Uncle Brenny, will be in. Brendan Gaughan will join us. And in the 4th and final hour, you'll hear from Tino Patino. He'll give us his breakdown for best bets. We'll do Wizard of Odds. We've got our fantasy lineups coming, our picks, our prop bets, and, of course, Monday headlines today. Again, 866 Pit Lane puts you in touch with us. You can also reach out on Twitter at SiriusXM NASCAR, hashtag TMD NASCAR. TMD is brought to you in part by our friends at Boot Barn. Boot Barn, proud supporters of the West.